For the students who don't know you, how would you introduce yourself?
I'm Parin Shah from Civil Engineering Department. Then worked in Mumbai for 3 years for one of the large company, like I'm an MNC in the US. Spent 6 years there and assist a lot of global customers.
How was Parin Shah as a student?
In one word, mischievous. The teachers were there and they were like, "Oh, I didn't see you. Where were you?" I was like, "नहीं sir, मैं यहाँ पे नहीं. मैं तो civil engineer हूँ."
The perception about civil engineering is completely different.
It's not right or wrong. It is try and do your best in anything and anywhere you are.
What were the best and what were the worst things about your student life?
I did not have many worst parts because when you are with friends, it's always the fun.
So sir, welcome to SVIT Podcast.
Thank you.
कैसा लग रहा है बहुत सालों के बाद यहाँ पे फाइनली आते हुए?
It's been my pleasure. Thanks for inviting on this podcast. It's been almost कितना 16, 17, almost 18 years since I graduated from. I won't say passed out. I graduated from the college, and still the memories are very fresh. And when I came here, it was really very nostalgic. I could sense and go through the department and understand. Many things have changed, but the core that was there, the heart of the college that we had, it's still there, and that is the beautiful thing that I could sense, and that why I was here, and what has this college has made me today down the road. If I look at it, it's amazing.
So currently the team, mostly we all know about your journey, how you were as a student and everything. For the students who don't know you, how would you introduce yourself?
Take me as your friend. I'm Parin Shah from Civil Engineering Department. I had enrolled in 2002 and got out in 2006. So, like I said, it's almost about 18 years and 18 proud years of representing, SVIT, being called as SVITN is a proud moment that I have. And then I did my master's in geoinformatics from Symbiosis Pune, and then worked in Mumbai for 3 years for one of the large company, like I'm an MNC, who was supporting as a platinum partner to SRI. SRI is the company who deals on this Google Maps, Google Earths, and all, and what you see right now on your iPhones and all. So that is where we were doing a lot of work there. Followed to that, served with for 12 years with L&T Technology Services. With that, I could got an opportunity to go to on-site in the US, spend 6 years there, and assist a lot of global customers. Then came back, and since last about 2.5 years, I'm with Tech Mahindra. So total of this 18, 19 years of experience. That's how I am.
How was Parin Shah as a student?
In one word, mischievous. In two words, is jolly and mischievous. So I would like to have a lot of fun in everything that we would do. Of course, there were certain boundaries, so we would not cross that. But some instances, if I tell you, one of the very cute thing that I can tell about myself is when we got out of the college in 2006. We would have the t-shirt signing and all that would happen. And why will we were doing that? So we have civil engineer adjacent to it. On the left side, you have computer, and on the right is electrical engineer. So both classes in the fourth year, when I went to see and greet my friends, the teachers were there and they were like, "Oh, I didn't see you. Where were you?" I was like, "नहीं sir, मैं यहाँ पे नहीं. मैं तो civil engineer हूँ." अच्छा, तो civil engineer है क्या? So I would be there. Lot of seen in both the sides of it, and a lot of people, a lot of our teachers, they did not even know that I'm civil engineer because I was a people's person, like roam around, happy go lucky. So it was fun. Of course, dedication was there, but otherwise it was thanks to our teachers as well. The atmosphere was also very decent, nice, and you do your job and just get things done. So that is how the person I was.
So basically you talked about civil engineering,
Mhm.
right? Why civil engineering, like, exactly?
Uh, like why not? That's how I would go with. I understand there are a lot of notion around civil engineering, and that time also we used to have, but not that great because still civil, mechanical, electrical were considered and are still the core branches of engineering. And then there are a lot of auxiliary branches that have come up. So uh, I never thought about why not civil, or why civil engineering. It is what I had. If I was getting good admission there, and I would go with it. So there were no such preferences in terms of I only want to go here or try somewhere else. And it was not that I don't want to go here and that's why I want to try somewhere else. It was, you know, combined effort, combined thought process of family, myself, the marks you would get, all of that combined together. This is where we had. And I think thanks to my father and my mother, like family at that point in time, that they were guiding, instrumental in guiding what you should do next, right? They would ask you to go to certain school, they would have put you certain school. At that time you did not know anything and you did good. Likewise, they suggested, one of the core reason was the proximity. That was the, at that point in time, that was the only second college we had after MS University. And I was getting admission here and got there. And we had a fortunately full class all through in all the years. So yeah, good.
You know, at your time, I don't know what the situation was and everything, but currently we as a students, when we talk with our friends from different departments and everything, especially what we hear from them, the perception about civil engineering is completely different.
Mhm.
Like people consider it not so cool type of branch. If I will, ask anyone that tell me your, go to branch or tell me your first prioritized branch, he is 99% sure that he won't tell civil engineering as a as his interest. So do you think that perception of the civil engineering in the students is wrong, or are there any myths about it?
I won't say perception being wrong. I would say for students who, if apparently are enrolling or would be enrolling in their admission or they are already pursuing, it's not right or wrong. It is try and do your best in anything and anywhere you are. Because, for example, would you be able to distinguish which part of your body is not of so much of use? You'll only get to know that everything is required only when it breaks down. So imagine, if how would a Burj Khalifa would be built? How would this college be built if a civil engineer was not there? So many times, a lot of people take things for granted, which are basically available. Like, you're living in a house. Who built it? Somewhere civil engineering concepts were required, right? You need everything. Likewise, it's all the disciplines that is required. So what I would suggest and what I feel is that there is no point in discriminating different branches, and especially in current era where technology, thanks to the technology, the information is available in very good amount with on a click of a button. So be it a civil engineer, be it a computer engineer, be it mechanical, electrical, it's your desire that you want to learn, you aspire to learn more and more.
Mm.
Just go for it and do it. So being a civil engineer does not mean that you have kind of chosen an inferior kind of branch, and you don't have a future or so. One of the classic example is there in front of you. So
Completely agree, sir. According to you, learning is greater than any branch selection or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. It's, see, for me, the way I understand, after having spent decent amount of time in the industry, engineering gives you the core concepts. And those concepts, if you learn properly, take it out and further study. It's all about increasing your knowledge on top of the basic information that you have learned. That's
Mm.
that's all that for me the engineering does.
So you talked about your student life, right? What were the best and what were the worst things about your student life?
I did not have many worst parts, because when you are with friends, it's always the fun. In even in worst part of it, we'll crack a joke. We are together, then it's best thing to be. So it was always the best thing. And if you ask me, one of the best parts that we had was sometimes being on the lab. So we had surveying lab, and we would be out in the field, sitting on top of a cliff or something, and then their surveying has to happen. And then there would be, at that point in time, we have this ground here. So at that point in time, there are a lot of the cycle wallas would come with some ice creams and all. So ask for it, go down, take it up. By the time half of that would be melted, go up, sip it as if you are the king of the whole area. Just 2 or 5 or 10 of you are there and just chilling out. So it was hot summer. It will be about 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Sitting there, the ice cream is melting, and we are eating that. But at the same time, serving is happening.
Is there anything you would like to change about your student life if you were given chance again?
Uh, Probably not. Just make sure that that life, despite of all the other advancement, but that life should continue forever. That is what I would want to that those were some of the best days we had. So
At what I feel as a student, what I feel like, right? At your time, the burden of studies were comparatively less.
mhm.
What I feel currently, I might be wrong. Here in our situation, we want to enjoy. We know that एन्जॉयमेंट इज़ वेरी एसेंशियल, बट अटेंडेंस का प्रेशर, रेगुलर कॉलेज में आने का प्रेशर, पढ़ाई में प्रेशर, मिड सेम्स का प्रेशर, स्टूडेंट्स वुड कंप्लीटली एग्री ऑन दिस। सो उसको बैलेंस कैसे करें? बिकॉज़ वी वांट टू लिव आवर लाइव्स एज़ वेल, एंड एट द सेम टाइम वी वांट टू स्कोर दैट मच minimum that we are, at a good position after completing our 4 years.
So for that, I would have one question. Two things. One, before I ask my question, if you see the constant thing in your, like, all the questions you had, or the words you used in framing that question was pressure.
Hmm.
So constant thing was pressure, and what I would feel is take the pressure off, put it in the cooker, and let it do its job. Like I said, when you claim that we had relatively ease of learning, it wasn't the case. Like, each student would be going through similar battles in their own ways, but how you respond to the given situation is something that matters. So it doesn't matter you are just a civil engineer, or you are studying in computer IT, any chemical engineering for that matter. Anywhere you go, pressure is always going to be there. And do you want to take that pressure? It's your choice. I would see, pressure does not help you. So taking that pressure off, think what needs to happen in that situation. Try and derive some problem, the solution, and then just go with it. So that is one, like, the other thing that I wanted to talk about. As far as how you can deal with such pressure, or how things were in our time, uh, being obedient, being true to yourself, being obedient to yourself as well, and then later on, what teachers, what your family, what ethically feels makes you feel right, is what will happen. You do your job as and when given, as and when needed to be done. If you don't delay certain things, it's there is not going to be any pressure.
Were you such confident right from the start?
I was confident about doing my best foot forward right from the start. So anything and everything since my childhood, whatever has been given to me, I would do. I may be wrong. I'm okay to be wrong, but I would do it with full potential that I have, and whatever I could think through, whatever information I could gather, whatever my maturity, my thoughts is allowing me. From that point of view, it is correct. Then if you tell me, boss, this was wrong, इसके बदले आप इसको ऐसा भी कर सकते थे, I would learn that, and then next time I'll make sure that I don't repeat that. So that is how it was a continual development journey of my whole career, or my student life and all that. If I look back now, has been like that.
The conversation which we had till now, one thing which stands out for me personally about you is mindset over anything. So is this mindset inspired by someone, or this was the mindset you would be carrying right from the start? As I asked in the last question, that were you such from the start? First question which you answered, and is this the mindset which drives you and pulls you to succeed what you have thought about?
Again, now looking back, even today, at whatever maturity, whatever experience I would have got from that point of view as well, I'll keep a benchmark. See, there is always need to have a target. That is like by virtue of my father, family, and all that. So have a target, but for me, it's usually a moving target. Moving in two terms. One is circumstance based. I wanted to do this, but by whatever means it's not possible. What is next possible thing that I would like to achieve? So that is how I'll have a target for sure, and I'll not regret that I had a target I could not meet. That is one. Second is the timeline. I want to do this. If I cannot, probably I'll do it next time. But it will still be there in my to-do list. So that is how I'm there. So I know being target oriented, it helps you out. And as far as the mindset is concerned, what you're talking about, I think that is maybe virtue of it. But as more and more I was exercising this unknowingly, now I realize that not knowing something, like you can say, I don't know. That is where you can finish a statement by saying full stop, or you can say a comma. I will learn and I do it. And that is what my journey has been. Being a civil engineer, a lot of things have happened, and a lot of experience this last 20 years. Almost you can, so my father used to tell me it's 1 into 20. That is how you can have 20 years of experience. That is, you do one job for 20 years, or you keep on doing new job over 20 years, and still you'll have 20 years to show on paper. You decide.
So, sir, now let's shift the conversation to your work life currently, right? Before going on that track, do you believe in work life balance?
Certainly.
Like, what is that for you?
Should be able to, the way smile you have right now, without any other pressure and the tension you would have. That is what I would want to have every day of my life before I go to bed. That is the work life balance. If I feel that I have given due justice to my family and I have given due justice to my work ethically, then it's the work life balance. I should not, sometimes I may have to skip my work because family, some priority, some medical situation is there. Or sometimes I'll have to say, okay, I will have to cancel this trip, or you guys just go ahead. I have, like, recently, about 2 3 days back, 2 weeks back, we spent the whole night in the office because we had a deliverable to be done. So that is how you would want to do. But at the end of it, when I go back, my family is there to support me, saying that, okay, you relax, you don't be out, you just take a nap and be there. And likewise the other way around. So by virtue of it, I think both sides, everybody's happy. That makes you good about it.
So basically, sir, what you are currently doing right now, like GIS and everything, can you explain the students what is GIS and everything?
GI is basically Geographical Information System. That is primarily to deal with anything that exists on the earth has a proper coordinate, and you can talk about it in terms of where it is, and from there on, all the characteristics about it. If you talk about this, where we are doing this right now, you can talk about SVIT, but you can give its latitude, longitude, and somebody sitting remotely somewhere can pinpoint you as to where exactly you are. So that is, in a very nutshell, that is what it does. And then rest of it is all about the information that it carries. SVIT. So there is a building. It's an educational institute information. Its name, when was it started, and all that. So that information comes along with it, where it is situated and all that. So that is, again, in a nutshell, that happens. Then there are a lot of other things to be done. Oil and gas. That is where, it's been last 20 years. 19 years I've been into oil and gas industry. So it's not that in a remote place in Kazakhstan, in an offshore field, somebody would deep dive and see whether there is a oil or not. That would again be done through remote sensing. So it comes out, it has got photogrammetry. So a lot of other subjects would be in there. But in nutshell, GIS is anything and everything that exists on the globe would have a like a location, and from there on, the further information will go
So basically, civil is more about on-site work
through.
rather than sitting at the office and doing the work. Is your work also something like that, on-site work, or is it like sitting on the office and doing the job?
I think the way I have been through, it's both ways. I wear different hats at times. If needed, I would go on site with PNID, for that matter. I don't know, for being a civil engineer, if somebody is talking about PNID, it's more to do with process and instrumentation diagram. That is to do with IC instrumentation. But then if that I have to do red line markup, then I would go to field and do it. But otherwise, I would be doing a desk job.
What do you like the most, like on-site work or office work?
It depends. It Everything has its pros and cons. At times, it's good to go on the field and do some work so that you experience, in this AI world where everything is virtual, for you to get to see actually how a boiler looks and what is the volume, what is the magnitude it carries, is absolute amazing, and you'll never forget that. But if you see a boiler being shown as this size, then you would not be able to visualize as to what it is, right? Likewise, if there is a gantry girder to be built, what is a gantry girder, how it looks, you would not know unless you have actually seen it. On AI or on virtual, it doesn't give you all the feel. So yes, being on field, I would say at the beginning of your career and all, at least if you know it, so whatever you have learned theoretically, fortunately for me, I could translate that into a real aspect, being on the plants and all, to understand what it happens, and then gradually, by virtue of it, again, it kept on moving out, and then now I'm more into desk job. But yeah, that's how it happens.
So as you know that AI is currently emerging, right? And AI is the new trend. So do you feel that कोर ब्रांचेस में भी अभी जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको भी एआई का कुछ नॉलेज तो होना चाहिए सो दैट दे कैन इट कैन हेल्प देम इन देयर पर्टिकुलर थिंग.
See, that's true. I mean, there is no denial onto that. Uh, but it's better that you take a boat and then float in the water than being a stone. That people then tend to ignore and it gets out. So it's a new buzzing trend, and it's all for good as well. And with the advancement, everybody has to keep up with this AI trend for sure. And it doesn't leave apart any of the engineering discipline, for that matter, any of the work that you can think about. So yeah, AI is like undoubtedly required to be known by and to be learned by all the engineers, all the people, just in order to survive and keep on continually improving on the work that they keep on doing. So yes, AI is a must for people to know.
So sir, now let us talk few minutes about your milestones. Like, I want to know all the means, the content team gave me the data and everything, but I want the students to know that whatever you have achieved, so far, it can be inspired for many students.
Okay. Thanks for that opportunity. So milestone, I guess. Yeah, let me go back to the days when I completed my graduation here in 2006. Then I did my masters, like I said, in 2008. Then through campus, got selected. So again, okay, civil engineering, then GIS, a masters in geoinformatics, and then getting placed into a company for doing automated testing. So yes, I wrote scripts using C Sharp. A civil engineer after graduation, 2 years after graduation, was writing code in C Sharp for 3 years to write and test in an automated way. One of the tools, PLTS, production line tool set is what they call. That was developed and developed by ESRI, number one company in the world in terms of providing tools for GIS. Uh, that PLTS was a specific tool that was used by defense and navy in US. So those are the critical tools which we were fortunate because of our company had the partnership for us to get that opportunity to at least know that tool and then being able to test it out. So from there, joined L&D after 3 years, and in that I was completely moved into information management. There was a correlation. I can, if I want to create an analogy, that as we were talking about civil being relatively inferior is what the perception level was. The information management group that I was working with, apparently a lot of people would say it was uh, intensive work, but it was the best job that was providing a lot of revenue to the company with relatively good margin as well. And I kept on working on that. Again, like I said, keep putting your heart out and everything that you do. Eventually, I got an opportunity. First breakthrough came after about 5 years of my experience, where I could go to Canada and represent company for some work. Then to Abu Dhabi again for I think about 6 months, and from there on went to US, catering to a lot of oil and gas customers for about 6 years. Came back. So all of those time, close to about 8 years or so, I was doing kind of an individual work. But thanks to one of the key job that I got towards the end of my tenure in the US, where again thanks to civil engineering and on top of it doing a GIS, which is like I said, geographical information system, the nearest branch that you would have that closely relates to this is civil, because you would go out, do surveying, remote sensing and all that deals on the core surveying aspects. Plus, you would do the hydraulic testing, the stress testing, all of that, what you do, soil analysis, right? All of that is something that we would be doing and creating a virtual map, a virtual contour using GIS tools. So that was one that was there. Fortunately, in around 2015 to 17, I was the only one at on-site who had all of this, a little bit of computer knowledge, software knowledge, GIS, and civil engineering, and I was the chosen one despite of having relatively less experience. When we concluded this project about 3 years later in 2020, I was representing our company who were generating, because of the other subcontractors and all, a work close to about 600 people would be doing it every day. So that much was the volume that we were generating and delivering, and I was representing the company in front of customer doing all that. Thanks to again SVIT, civil, GIS, and of course intent to keep on learning software and all that. So that is how it kept on going forward. Then I came back. uh, I was because of all of that, when I came back, I was again moved into lead the workflow automation team, where a civil engineer was leading in a way a team where a group of about 40 odd people who were all IT and computer engineers who were doing a lot of work for oil and gas customers. And then again for this role, when I came to this new company Tech Mahindra, I was leading the center. So again, the role changed to doing some admin kind of a job where you are leading the whole center, and everything that happens within it, you are responsible for it. So I was heading that whole center. Then moved again back to oil and gas and the workflow automation, where again a group of now engineers, the plant engineering people, civil, electrical, mechanical, instrumentation, chemical engineers, process engineers, all of them would be working, plus the IT, electronics, and the computer engineering people who are doing the AI related work. Now, what happens here is, thanks to what I feel, thanks to the opportunities that is given to me, that those were available in front of me, and I could work on it. Now I become one person who understands what a person, highly experienced 30, 40, 50 years in the industry, that a person talking in terms of engineering language to uh, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4 year no, experienced computer engineer who deals and understands what a PyCharm can do, what this Python libraries would do, what AI does. So there was a gap usually, and that is the gap I can bridge by understanding what this person says and translate that into what this person wants to do. Now that I would do because of the experience, and since my role demands that I have to lead and deal with so many things, that is how I would get into this management role and doing this kind of work. In between, somewhere to do with technical sales. So you take all this experience, go along with the salespersons like in the US, go to customers and pitch yourself that your company has got this experience, and this is the these are the various case studies you have, and talk and answer any of the live questions those would come in. But again, holding a technical knowledge along with the IT skills, you are able to say yes or no with the confidence that was yes, what you are saying is doable, is not doable, whatever it is. Like currently we are having one project where there are a lot of unstructured data available, but those are all instrumentation related tags and all that would be there. Those have to be captured, interpreted, apply your AI, ML, NLP models, and then classify them. So that classification has to be nearly accurate. The permissible limit is 99% accuracy, and the volume is almost about close to about 100,000. That is about 1 lakh per month. That is the volume that is being generated. So this IT person would not understand all that because of the, it's a core engineering work. And this person would just want to, I know AI and I want to get it out. So that is what the work has to happen. So that's how things have panned out, and that's where I am now.
So you talked about leading people and everything, right?
Mm.
I felt it very interesting. I will come on it later, but mainly currently I want to focus on your experience when you were in the foreign countries. Like how was the work culture there, and does it differ from here?
I would say yes, for sure. It is more to do with the mindset that you would carry. Uh, and that also comes through the way we all live, like we are very social, so we like to interact, we like to talk a lot of things, we chat and talk about, versus there it is more of mind your business. And you would want to understand what other person is talking about, so that conversation will take place. The second thing is the friendliness that you would go with, that exist both sides. But here, if at times you want to be vocal about it, you should not become judgmental, right? So that those are some basic differences that we see. There it is cutthroat, at times. If there's a deadline, you have to meet it. Here, we do have that, but over a period of time, it phases out sometimes, and that is what is not 100% correct. But besides that, I think many other things, as far as I'm concerned, what I've seen is are relatively decent enough, as long as you are doing your job the way it should be happening. So if I again say, if I quote an example about that, like I said, we stayed awake for almost one full night that day, because I had given a commitment and I want to fulfill that. So the whole team stood by that, and we delivered that, no matter how it goes. So that mindset, if you have now, if I carry it, be it in Canada, Abu Dhabi, anywhere I would have gone, that mindset would still stay the same, and all the customers would like it. Even you would like it, right? If somebody says, and you can put trust on that boss, if he has said it, it will be done. So that is how it happens. Here, we have relate. Sometimes there is a sense of relaxation at times given, or some complacency comes in if you take things for granted. There it's not always granted. No, you are representing it to your company is represented in front of the client, तो वो थोड़ा plus minus हो जाता है, especially. But besides that, I think culture wise there is definitely difference, but चलता है.
Hmm. So now let's come to leadership, right? How is Parin Shah as a leader?
The smile goes off if things don't go as planned. So but at the same time, if you are somebody who's given some responsibility, be vocal about it. Like everything is put onto table. This is what we have to achieve as a team. Do it. If you say yes to it, we are fully committed.
Hmm.
Then only those people will remain in the team. In case you are not able to do it, be let that be the very first point. first time when you will spell it out that was this is what is happening and we may deviate a bit. So then you are giving ample amount of time. So yes, the mindset is go getter. We will do it together. But if something falls off and if there is a deliberate, intent or somewhere knowingly you have missed it out, you may not want to, like kind of want to be there in that situation. And as far as people are concerned, I think just go together, be vocal about it. Don't feel shy, just stick to your plans. And that's how I'm a people's person. So if you want something, if you are feeling something about it, just spell it out and we are there to assist. And that is where there is no hierarchy in my team. We everybody can come, everybody talks, we do crack jokes. If there is additional effort you have put in decent manner, you would be rewarded as well. So we do have a lot of fun filled activities day in day out. I think I saw this one quote here that talks about the secret of your future is hidden in what you do every day.
Yes.
So yeah, you just keep on every day in the morning, you just keep on talking about it. I will do it, and it will happen.
So, sir, do you think that the engineers majorly lack the people skill?
Yes and no. uh, those who have inborn talent, they are like people's person, so no problem. But in general, see, in engineering we are talked about if 1 plus 1 equal to 2. Like engineering is all about that, everything is confined, very logical. And also at times by practicing that over a period of time, we tend to reduce that intellectual talks and all that could happen. I won't no shy away from saying कि yeah, it can be. And at the same time कि यही होता है, ऐसा भी correct नहीं है. But everything and anything that you do, that people's angle is always there, because being social animals, सब कुछ काम एक दूसरे के ऊपर डिपेंडेंसी है. सो देन इन दैट केस या रिमेनिंग अ लिटल people oriented, talk, communication, all of that is valuable for everybody's success, for the project, for the work that you are doing, for your own success, and the people around you, or you are leading or managing them.
So, sir, according to you, which skills are very, very essential currently for any student, be it from civil or from any other department, doesn't matter. But according to you, ऐसी कौन सी skills है that is must in this 2025 year or this generation? Like,
One is go getter for sure. Like एक बार सोचो, उसके टाइम पे पूरा एनालिसिस करो, देन वंस यू हैव डिसाइडेड ये करना है, तो करके ही छोड़ना है. आज नहीं, लाइक आई सेड, टारगेट हैज टू बी देयर. इफ नॉट दिस, बाय वर्च्यू ऑफ इट, उसके जैसे कुछ करके करना है. बट मुझे कुछ तो करना है, ऐसा टारगेट रखो. टारगेट कैन बी मूविंग एंड कैन बी डिलेड, तो वो हो सकता है. सो दैट इज वन फॉर श्योर. दूसरा, what I typically say, since we are talking about civil and the other software wali branches.
yes.
So in that terms, if I put it, I would talk it as 4Ds: define, design, develop and deploy. So आपका कोई भी प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट है, कुछ भी आपको करना है, पर उसको डिफाइन करो करना क्या है मुझे, क्योंकि वही नहीं पता होगा तो आगे कुछ होगा नहीं. देन डिजाइन करो. आप लाइक so much of this generation is running behind a lot of things that people have said. कुछ करना है, एकदम बस करते ही रहो. पर रुको, take a pause, take a deep breath and think how you would want to do it. तो उसको डिजाइन करो, फिर उसके ऊपर आगे आगे बढ़ते जाओ. से वो चैट जीपीटी डाल दिया तो नहीं होगा. However good engineer, however good of a person you are, it will not help. So you have to start developing your practice again the way it was. Every day you have to do certain things, certain define करो क्या करना है, उसको डिजाइन कर लो, फिर उसको फॉलो भी करना पड़ेगा. और वो जिस जब आपने डिप्लॉय कर दिया, that engine you have put into motion, there is no stopping, there is no looking back. तो first is for you to have that intent. First is the goal, second is to have that intent, फिर उसको थोड़ा लॉजिक वे में जाओ. इट्स नॉट कि सब लोग उस तरह बोल रहे हैं, ऐसा है तो बस दैट इज हाउ आई वांट टू गो, दैट इज हाउ माय लाइफ वुड बी, एंड दैट इज द ओनली वे द लाइफ टू बी लिव्ड. लाइक देयर आर लॉट ऑफ माय क्लासमेट्स, यहीं अपने कॉलेज के लॉट ऑफ माय क्लासमेट्स आर देयर, जो अभी हार्डकोर इंजीनियर अपना कोडिंग में चले गए हैं. देयर आर लॉट ऑफ पीपल हु आर डूइंग गुड इन कंपनीज लाइक लिंडे, एल&टी. 2 लोग हैं, वो लोग यूएस में सेटल्ड हैं. तो वो लोग भी कर, वैसा भी हो रहा है. सो एंड आई हैव मैनी कंप्यूटर इंजीनियरिंग वाले फ्रेंड्स, जो लोग अभी सर्विंग वाले कामों में भी चले गए हैं. अपने यहाँ पे भी गवर्नमेंट के रोल में भी बहुत सारे लोग हैं. सो इफ देयर इज अ नो आप पहले ऐसे माइंड को बंद करके चलोगे ना, इफ इट्स अ क्लोज्ड माइंड दैट आई कैन ओनली डू दिस, अगर मैं सिविल इंजीनियरिंग हूँ तो मेरा कुछ नहीं होगा, दैट इज फॉर दैट नॉट इवन सिविल इंजीनियरिंग, लाइक आई वाज थिंकिंग अबाउट इट, why are we even in this talk also, why are we only focusing on civil engineer versus others? I would say, why engineering and not medical, राइट? सो वो भी एक में, पर वो उतना चल नहीं रहा, क्यों? क्योंकि हाँ, वो तो 12th तक तो कुछ पता नहीं था मुझे, तो अभी मेरा ये मार्क्स है, ऐसा है, तो मैं यहाँ पे आ गया। तो अभी इसमें भी ऐसा ही रखो ना। इफ यू रियली ट्रूली हैव सम टैलेंट और बाय सर्कमस्टांसेस वर दैट यू हैड टू गेट देयर, तो हमने वो कर दिया। वो जो भी हो, जहाँ भी हो, पुट गिव योर फुल इन दैट, तो देयर इज नो स्टॉपिंग।
Very well said. Let's come to the end part of the podcast. I want to ask, for me, I had a great experience talking with you, and बहुत सारा wisdom है आप में.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's too early to say.
that's modesty of you. But what I feel is that आपके अकॉर्डिंग आप इन जनरल हम सब स्टूडेंट्स को क्या एडवाइस देना चाहोगे, कॉलेज स्टूडेंट्स को?
फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट इज, जो भी काम है, जितना भी है, जो भी दिया जाता है, कराया जाता है, बताया जाता है, रादर देन आस्किंग क्यों मुझे करना पड़ेगा, जस्ट डू इट। मैं कैसे करूँगा शुड बी द क्वेश्चन फर्स्ट, बिकॉज़ we as a student level, we do not, may or may not hold that much of maturity to understand why our teachers are saying what they are saying, or what our parents, what our family is saying, why they are saying. तो उनके ऊपर क्वेश्चन करने के बदले दे हैव बीन हियर फॉर एजेस, तो वो इतना करके एक्सपीरियंस के बाद ही बता रहे हैं, दे मे और मे नॉट हैव दैट मच ऑफ काइंड ऑफ बैकग्राउंड टू टेल यू कि ऐसा हम इसलिए बोल रहे हैं, बट पीपल लाइक अस, जो जितने भी लोग इंडस्ट्री में जा रहे हैं, कर रहे हैं, we understand the daily struggles, and lot of us can correlate our learnings that we had here to what we apply in the professional life. So वो सब है। So first and foremost is, जो बताया जाता है, क्वेश्चन करना इज ऑल्सो गुड, आई एम नॉट डिनाइंग दैट, बट उसको मैं क्यों करूँ से ज़्यादा मैं ये कैसे करूँ, ये करने से क्या होगा, विथ एन ओपन माइंडेड यू आस्क एंड देन फॉलो दैट एंड ट्राई एंड डू इट। सो दैट इज वन थिंग दैट वी शुड बी डूइंग। सेकंड इज, फ्यूचर में क्या होगा, कल नेक्स्ट मोमेंट क्या होगा पता नहीं है, तो मेरा फ्यूचर में ऐसे शेप करूँगा, वो करके चलोगे एंड यही मुझे करना है करके चलोगे, देयर इज़ अ स्कोप फॉर यू रिग्रेटिंग इट, कि यार ये नहीं मिला, वर्सेस ये यहाँ पे है, इसको मैं कैसे बेस्ट करूँ। तो अगर ये आज बेस्ट है, कल का प्रेज़ेंट भी बेस्ट होगा, परसों का प्रेज़ेंट भी बेस्ट होगा, तो आगे जो भी हो रहा है वो सब बेस्ट ही होगा, एंड व्हेन यू लुक बैक, यू वुड हैव वेरी फ्यू और नियरली नो रिग्रेट्स कि ये क्यों नहीं हुआ, कैसे हुआ। तो बेस्ट इज़, जो आ रहा है, जो सामने है, करते रहो। हाँ, बट एक टारगेट है, वो मुझे अचीव करना है। कैसे करूँगा? होते जाएगा। ऐसा। सो यू जस्ट ट्राई एंड नेविगेट थ्रू ऑल द हर्डल्स। आई वुड कोट दिस वन, कोट तो से ज़्यादा, दिस इज़ व्हाट आई फील, व्हेन देयर इज़ एन एडversity, यू शुड ऑलवेज़ लुक फॉर एन अपॉर्च्युनिटी, कि वो भी एक है। अगेन सिविल इंजीनियर में कम लोग आ रहे हैं, मेरे लिए तो अपॉर्च्युनिटी है कि मुझे कम के उसमें आई कैन डू मच बेटर, प्रेशर कम है, सब कुछ कम है, तो करो ना अच्छा, और उसके बाद आगे जो करना है कर लो। लाइक यू डू सम कोर्सेज, जो भी आपको सीखना करना है। अगर मुझे कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर बनना था, मैं नहीं बन पाया, तो नो हार्म, अभी जाके सीख लो, अभी ये पढ़ लो, एक बेसिक हो गया आपका सेटल। कंपेरेटिवली शायद आई मे बी अर्निंग लेस, इफ द वे यू कोटेड राइट, व्हाट आई वुड लुक एट इज एटलीस्ट आई एम अर्निंग, अर्निंग का तो मिल गया ना मुझे। बस मेरा जीवन गुज़ारा हो रहा है, तो उसमें भी मैं हाउ डू आई डू इट? इट्स ऑन मी। तो मैं कहाँ पे हूँ, पहले जब पता नहीं था, इज़ नॉट इन माय हैंड, बट वन्स आई एम देयर, हाउ आई डू इट बेस्ट ऑन ऑन दैट इज़ समथिंग इन माय हैंड, तो बस वही करना है।
Like, I don't want to end this conversation, but I have to switch the format of this. Now, our team has prepared some awesome questions. So with this, I will introduce a rapid fire round.
ओके,
Here, the questions will be rapid,
ओके,
and I expect के आंसर भी उतने ही फायर, मतलब पूरे फायर वाले हो.
देखते हैं।
So let
गुड,
let us start.
यप, प्लीज़,
Yes, ready?
ऑल योर्स, चलो।
So civil or GIS, where do you see more growth today?
आई वुड से बोथ।
Okay. A skill every engineering student must develop.
एनालिटिकल,
Analytical thinking.
यस।
Money or power?
आई थिंक both has to go hand in hand, so it's difficult to answer, but with power में comes responsibility, money in any case will follow if you are doing better, so power with proper responsibility is what I would take it.
If your journey would be a movie, what the title would be?
Happy go lucky.
Nice. One quality you believe that defines a great leader.
uh, being sensitive.
Okay. Any regret in life?
Nope.
Cool. One tool or software you rely on the most?
Myself and my brain.
I was expecting ChatGPT or something
No,
like that.
that's for the current generation,
Yes.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, ChatGPT is as much as it is good, but only when you wisely use it.
Yes.
Otherwise, being blindly dependent on it can spoil the coming generation altogether.
Yes.
Yeah.
The most impactful book or article you have read recently?
Uh, I would say pass.
Okay. Uh, a key difference between academic learning and industry expectations.
Vastly different, but largely connected is what I would say.
Okay.
What you learn here, everything that
Mm.
is the technical skills, how you are dealing with your friends and all, how you are as a character, or how you're shaping up as a character, that leads to how you would manage
Hmm.
the different, completely different, kind of work culture that you would be getting into when you move into professional. Helps being introvert. If you remain introvert, can impact here as well, right?
Yeah.
If you're technically strong, given some task, amazing. But if you're not a good communicator, or not a good kind of people's person, you may not be doing too good. So, but then in which kind of role that you are going in
Mm.
can help. So if you are uh, one character and you are trying to fit into some different character,
Hmm.
that can be a difference. So yeah, it's different but connected.
Got it. Nice. One principle you always follow at work.
Be on time, stand to your commitment.
A project that challenged you the most.
The one that we had in the US, right? I was there. So like I said earlier also, it was 600 plus associates, close to about like there are four companies involved in executing the job, and then one customer. So five entities were involved, 600 people, huge volume of data and information being munched with lot of complex work that had to be executed, stringent timeline, lot of money was involved, lot of things were at stake. And then being that one person who was anchoring a lot of those things happening around, so keeping up to date, sleepless nights, but ultimately we could successfully deliver for all of us, including customers. So that was a huge success, and that I would cherish as one of the toughest and biggest work that I had done, one of the best job that we would have executed so far, as far as I'm concerned.
A piece of advice that shaped your career.
Keep your head down and just keep on doing your job. Je male karto rahe bas.
Nice. What do you believe the future engineer must be ready for?
Future engineer ready for,
Hmm.
I guess, the change.
Okay. Okay. So now rank in order: strategy, consistency, luck, support system.
Luck at the very end of it. Support system, a little one above that. Strategy and consistency, the order. Strategy, consistency, support system, and luck.
Cool. One word which describes Parin Shah.
Jolly.
Okay. And one word which describes SVIT as a college.
Amazing.
Cool. So, sir, that was it. बहुत सारा content मिल गया है.
Sure.
And I enjoyed this conversation a lot. And this was the conversation which the whole club wanted. And we all as a team, हम जब भी हम बैठते हैं, हम मीटिंग करते हैं, then the first thing which appears in our mind is how the conversation should be
Mhm.
and how the tonality of it should be. And this is exactly what we want as a team. And sir, thank you so much. How was your experience in this particular
That's
podcast?
amazing. This is the first time I'm appearing, and good to be back to college. Very nostalgic, very good feeling. So there are already goosebumps, and on top of it, sitting here talking with you all, having changed the roles, I think that helps. But I'm still a collegian at heart. Yes. And yeah, it was amazing, and thanks for inviting.
Thank you so much, sir. It was a great time with you. Thank you so much for watching this podcast till the end. We, as a team, always wanted such type of conversations right from the start. I hope if you have liked this conversation, you like, share, and subscribe the channel, and also drop down some names which you suggest us to have on this podcast. Till then, SVIT Podcast Club signing off.